At this place in history, we're in Peacham with Steve Perkins, the executive director of the Vermont Historical Society. Steve, you brought us to Peacham some months ago to produce a couple of installments for this series, and we learned about the subject of today's installment while we were here that time.
Yes, right over our shoulder, Mike, the Peacham Snow Roller Museum. We're going to go inside and we're going to meet with Steve Gallinant and Jan Alper from the Peacham Historical Association, and they're going to give us the lowdown. Can you give a definition of what a snow roller is?
Basically, it was a drum that was pulled by a horse. They also used oxen, and sometimes they used mules. That was, the weight of it is enough to pack the snow down, so it left a hard pack that would continue to freeze. And in the days of when you used cutter sleds to get around, you just flew. Most of them are always a wooden cylinders. The first time you see it in town meetings is around 1888, but I think in around 1880 is when they started being manufactured.
There's a very early rover. It's the one from Rupert. It's a log.
Pretty much is, with a bit of an apparatus attached to it.
Well, they put an axle through it,
Yeah.
and it's sort of rolled. And that, we think, was the origin. People figured that was, if they could use a log, they could probably build something rounder and heavier.
I think 1939 was the last time that they used one.
So what brought the end of the era of the snow roller?
Automobiles, mostly. Once they came, it was hard for cars to drive on ice. During World War I and World War II, many of them were burned to get the scrap metal to be used for the war effort. There also, many of them were left in the corner of a field somewhere because there wasn't a need for them anymore.
Tell me about this museum.
Well, we know that it's the only snow roller barn in the state of Vermont, and we think maybe in the country. Other places, when they had them, the rollers were either kept at the individual farmer's or driver's home, and they were only under like a lean-to. They're not really in a barn. This was built by the town and was used for the 50 years that we used rollers. When it was restored, it started, I think, around 2000. They got working on rebuilding the foundation and leveling the building again. It had been sitting empty for quite a while. Richard Hovey, it was like his passion, really, to keep it going.
They were going to tear down this barn when Dick Hovey got involved. It was a mess. I mean, the town was using it for the road crew sometime, and they tore out, all the beams were gone. And so he really single-handedly got the select board to preserve the barn and to appropriate the money needed to fix it up. So a lot of this is new.
Now, for anyone that would want to come here and check the museum out and have a look around, when can they do it?
Well, they can call us, and if we can, we'll come and open it up for them. I'm opening it up the day before Christmas for somebody who's coming from Maine and wants to see it.
So go to Peacham Historical Association online, look at the contact information, and give you a call or drop you a line and say, hey, I want to see the Snow Roller Museum.
We'll look next week at what it was like to operate a snow roller at this place in history.
Local news that matters on Fox 44 News.